Hey guys, welcome to the episode 3 of Postman tutorial series. In this video, we are going to discuss about post request in Postman. So basically, post requests are used to create a new resource at the server. Whenever you want to add or append data on the server, we use post request, and the details about our request we pass in the request body. So before going into the deep definition, let's move to Postman first. There I'll show you how to do it. So first of all, I'm clicking on new HTTP request. For the post request, we have to select the post method from this drop down. And now for the purpose of showing you, let's use this demo URL. Just go to the browser and type request.in, reqres.in, press enter. You will be landed to this website. Here you will find a lot many resources or the URLs associated with these methods, get method and post method and put method and post method. So from here you can use these URLs directly for practicing the in the Postman. So I am going to show you about the post request. So I'm clicking on post here. Now see, we have to use this URL request.in/API/users. So let's move to the Postman. I am typing here. I have already used it in the past, so I am just selecting my URL. See, this is how we will make the URL from here. You have to type this request.in and then /API users. request.in/API users. So this is the URL for the post request. Now I'm going to copy this request body. So you can see multiple tabs here. For passing the request body, we have to select the body option from here. And then these are the different formats in which we can pass our request body. So you have to select the raw radio button, and then from this drop down, you have to select JSON. Now inside this tab, you have to paste the request body that you had copied from here. So this is basically some, demo examples so that I can show you the practical examples of using these APIs. So now my request URL is this, and method is post, and my request body is this. So if I hit on this send button, what should happen? A new resource should be created on the server, and I should get 201 created status code in the response, and this particular JSON body in the response. Okay, so I'm clicking on send button. So you can see I got status code 201 successfully, and it says the request has been fulfilled and result in a new resource is being created. So it means post method is used to create a new resource at the server. Now this you can see the name, job, and the ID. New ID is created. It means a new resource is created and created at time. So this is the functionality of post method in Postman. Now let's check its definition quickly. So if you go, if you check the definition of the post method, Postman post request allows appending data to the endpoint. Endpoint means to the server. Okay. Sorry, to the resource means your given URL. This is the method used to add information within the request body in the server, just like we did in our example. It is commonly used for passing delicate information such as password so that it remains secure. And one of the classic example of the post request is the login page. Suppose you are, guys, you must have created your Facebook account, right? So what do you have to do? You have to pass all your information, and then you click on sign up button. So what happens is your request with all the data you provide about yourself is being sent to the Facebook server, and in response, it will create a new account for you and give you a new ID. So same has been illustrated in this example where we have used this post method. Now moving to the next method, we have put method in Postman. When you click this drop down, you can see the next method is put. Okay, before moving to the put method, let me save this uh, example in my collection. So here, let's call it my first, no, name it post example one. And I am creating a new collection here. What is collection? Collection is a group of multiple requests. Basically, grouping your request into a single collection helps you to share this with your team members and running it simultaneously, you know. So I am giving here my first collection name, say my first collection, and I'm clicking on create button. And now post x1, I am saving this request with this name. So you can see my first collection is here, and inside this I have this request post example one. Now I am moving to the next method, which is from this drop down is put method. So put method is basically used to update the information of a particular resource at the server. So whenever you use the put method, what happens is it checks whether this particular resource is present on the server or not. If it is not present there, then it will create a new resource, and if it will be present, then it will update your resource with the provided request body. Okay, let me show you. Let's go to this request website, and from here I am just picking the put example. See, put is used for update. Okay, so when I'm clicking on put, it has given me this API users too. So for updating a particular resource along with the URL, it has passed the particular elements ID as well. This 2 is the ID. Okay, so I am going here again. This, instead of 234, I am passing 2 as shown in this example. Now in the request body, I will be passing my information that I want to update. So I'm selecting JSON from here, and now I am copying it. So I clicked on this and I click on send button. So it means the resource with this particular ID 2 has been updated with the following information. And in the put method, the status code that we receive is 200. Okay, and I think I have already told you that in the post method, the status code that we receive is 201 created. Okay, now put method checks for a particular resource at the server. Suppose if this particular resource will not be existing on the server, what it will be doing, it will create a new resource there. Okay, so there is a very common interview question that have been asked in many interviews, that what is the difference between post and put, because put can also create a new resource if the resource doesn't access on the server. So the difference between the post and put is that put requests are idempotent. That is, calling the same put request multiple times will always produce the same result. Let me show you. This is the same request and I am clicking it multiple times. Every time it is showing the same result. Okay, but in case of the post request, when I am hitting this request again, so it will be creating a different result. Okay, because the new result resource have been created every time I hit the send button. Okay, see, let me remove this first and then I'm hitting it. So I am getting a new say user has been created with ID 293. Now I am clicking it again. See the different ID 557. Now I'm clicking it again. It is 11. So every time I hit the post request with the given URL, it will create a new resource at the server. But in the put, if the resource exists, every time I am getting the same response. See, okay. Now moving ahead,